Hi there, this is Matt with State of Flux, here to talk to you about two heavy movies that are both Oscar nominees. But I have kind of a little bit to say about both of them, so let's start with the Best Picture, Best International Film nominee, Zone of Interest. This is a good movie. This is a movie that is incredibly heavy. That has been the repeated refrain that I've been hearing from people about the movie who had seen it prior to me being able to see it, and hot damn if they're not right. It is very heavy. This is a movie that sort of follows a path of voiceless silence with regard to a global calamity that's happening literally right outside their door. It's following this family that is living directly next to the perimeter of Auschwitz and living their everyday life, trying, the mother is trying to formulate a perfect family place to grow and do everything she possibly can to nurture this environment of a happy home. And what is generally and genuinely haunting throughout the entire film is, even though this doesn't depict any acts of violence on screen, you can constantly hear through the soundscape that the film has of gunfire, people screaming, getting shot, knowing that the smoke billowing in the background is people burning alive, the fact that she's cultivating these flowers to mask the smell of death and decay that surrounds her, to give off this impression of a happy home. It's genuinely haunting, and it's something that just lingers with you. The sound in this film is extraordinary. I would be absolutely shocked if this did not win Best Sound at the Academy Awards, which it is nominated for. I think this easily takes that award. That said, I don't know if I would have nominated it for Best Picture. As good as it is, it kind of conveys all it needs to within its first 40 minutes, that I think this would have been an extraordinary 40-minute short film, but as a feature, it kind of overstays its welcome and kind of keeps hitting that same beats over and over again, to the point where me, as a beaten down audience member, is just like, enough. However, I do understand the need and want to tell this story to show what silence and like this weird kind of acceptance just does in the world. It's gross, and it makes you feel gross as well, and it's pretty brutal in that sense, without depicting any violence on screen. It's impressive, honestly. But it is a good movie, and it's one that I do recommend you seeing if you're in the right mindset for it and be prepared for what you are going to watch. There's a mundanity and boringness to this movie that is anything but that, and that's kind of amazing. Moving on to the second film I would like to discuss is 20 Days at Mariupol. This is a film that explores the first 20 days of Russia's invasion into the Ukraine. And this is one of the most stunning documentaries I've ever seen, but also one of the hardest things I've ever had to sit through in my entire life. There's a line early on in the film that is really striking, which is that the expectation of war is to start with an explosion, but truthfully it starts with silence, a silent invasion. And it's haunting in the beginning of the movie, knowing what's to come, based on your own familiarity with the present day news. But then when it actually starts to happen, when the true invasion sets forth and the story unfolds over the course of 20 days, it's way worse when you're experiencing it. There's a moment around the 20-25 minute mark of a doctor who's operating on a young girl who is in the throes of death, and we're talking really young, like 4 years old, and he's like, I need you to film this, I need you to film this, and I want you to focus the camera on her eyes. The world needs to see what Putin is doing, and then cutting in with Putin saying this is necessary for us to do, because otherwise the Ukrainians, they're going to attack us. is just hollow, it's gross, it's sickening. This is an insanely hard documentary. I would be shocked if this did not win the best documentary feature. It is that good. However, it's something I never wish to expose myself to again, but it's important that me and everybody else sees, because I feel like this invasion, this thing that is happening still to this day, is being forgotten. And documentaries like this show and shine a light on the importance of the ugliness of what's happening and the senselessness of what's happening, and how Putin is weaponizing his words and his people on just to gain this tiny bit of land, and it's heinous generally. But this is a good documentary, great documentary. I never plan to revisit it after having completed, but one worth seeing. Check it out. It is free on YouTube. I probably will link it down below if you haven't had a chance to check it out. I urge you to do so, knowing full well that you are in for an experience, and it's a hard sit, but it's important to sit through it. I do think it's going to win Best Documentary, especially with the Academy already having provided last year with Navalny its Best Documentary win. I think this is a secured win for 20 Days in Mariupol. Thanks for watching. Let me know what you thought of these movies. Hopefully the next thing I come to you with won't be so damn grim, but here we are. Thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, do all that good stuff, and peace.